Hello class, I'm just going to go through our Tableau lesson for tomorrow, which is two different things. One, how to create like drop-down filters, and two, how to make a map and combine data sets. I guess there's two different things. But I'm just going to run through all of those really quickly. These are the two files. Hopefully you've downloaded them off of Canvas and you can see them here. So let's get started. So we're going to go to our data source. We're going to first talk about making those filters. So we're going to open this text file here. Here's a version of that file. Whoops. Week 7 files. There it is. We open it. Takes a second. Looks good. Let's dig into it. What we're going to do here is go and look at first CSA 2020. So each row is one of the community statistical areas in Baltimore. And then we're going to go to, where did it go? Light description. And that's what the columns are going to be. We're going to switch that to count. And we see these. And we're going to take light description and drop it over color as well. And so we get a nice graph that looks like this. And hold on a second. We're also going to take the shape area and drag that over to columns as well. And we'll get these two columns to look kind of like this. Okay, great. Next, we're going to make a dashboard. Click on dashboard, makes a dashboard, drag it over to sheet 1, and you'll see everything we need here. Okay, we're going to add that filter, and I've selected this, go down, filter, and I want to filter it by light description. So I click on that, and I see these checkboxes here. I can click on and turn them off and turn them on individually, and we see how the different graphs change. Let's turn them all on. I can also right click and select different types of menus. So these are radio buttons, which allow me to select either one at a time or all of them together. I can also switch it to a multiple value drop down menu, or I can drop down, open the menu, and close it. And then that's that. You can save it here, and you'll have that. Okay? So that is the first thing we're doing in class. The next thing, let's open a whole new thing and make another one. What is this? Okay, so now we're going to go to data source, and this time we're going to upload a spatial file and make a map. Okay, so we're going to open up that racial diversity index file. Goes in. Okay, notice I have a geometry and a blue globe here. I'm going to drag that here, and it makes a map of Baltimore with these individual community statistical areas. I want to color code things by racial diversity. So I'm going to drag over racial diversity over. Notice it doesn't quite work, so I'm going to change this to a dimension, and now we see that it works. I also asked that you change the CSAs in the labels so it actually shows you the names of different neighborhoods. You can do whatever customization you want. I like borderless in general. I think it looks clean, and you get something like this. Okay, the next tricky thing we're going to do is link the two data sets together. So we're going to link these two data sets, and let's see how you do that. So I go to data source. I'm going to add in that second data set. Remember, it was a text file. Here it is. I open it. Okay, notice nothing actually changes because you have to connect new data set to the existing one. So I take this and I drag it over here, and notice it makes a line. It'll take a second to load in. And notice that it has a red arrow here suggesting that something's not quite right. We asked it to connect, and it doesn't quite know how. And so what we're going to do is connect CSA from here and the same named variable here. Now I've already set up the data set so that I know those names will line up and they're correct. So that's all it does. And so now those two data sets are connected. Again, it looked very easy and quick, but that took a little bit of preparation to get this data set to work out. Go to sheet 1. Not much has changed, but what we're going to do now is notice a few things. One, we have the crash data in now, and racial diversity index is in here, and so we can now add in this. So add in map pins for each crash. So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to, as we did before, we see latitude and longitude. I'm going to take this, if I drag it over, it says add a marks layer, which will include another layer on top of the old one. Notice it's not actually doing anything, it's trying to do the average of latitude. We want to look at it as a dimension. So I switch that over. I drag longitude below latitude. I'm going to switch this to dimension as well. And zoom in just a little bit. And we're starting to get a much better picture of what we want. I'm going to change the size of my map pins to something much smaller so we can get a better sense of this. And that is about it. I went through that very quickly. Please pause, record, etc. as you need, and everything should be there. Alright, take care, class. Bye-bye.